And we're live. And we're live. I think we'll just do a quick sound check. It looks good at my end. Jack, give me a fa la 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 la.
La 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 la.
That looks good to me. It is Wednesday. We are on Age of Antiquity. I don't know why we're doing this, but we're here to have fun. Welcome, my fellow legionaries, and especially Jack Cool. Welcome, baby.
Hello.
It's been a while.
Yes, indeed. I think I wasn't on. I think last week because of something. I don't remember why. And then this week it was. I've been working really hard at work, and I've been like talking all day on both Monday and Tuesday, and so it was like I just need to give my throat a rest. Good Lord. And so here I am today. Hello.
Well, and I think that's what it was last week. You were doing like training all day. Remember?
That actually is what it was, yeah.
And so you literally been talking all freaking day, and you were done. You were done. And I get that. I respect that. And so we were like, how about we just give you a rest? Listen to that bloody cat. Listen to that thing.
He's dying.
He's in a super playful mood too, because he just took off like a freaking rocket. Anyway, we're here. And Brian said, well, hello. Good to see you, Brian.
So, totally unrelated to anything at all.
Well, that's okay, because we haven't actually started talking about anything yet, so I think you can be as unrelated as you like.
That's true. Yeah, I guess this is like, more of, if anything, the fact that we were talking about some things we were going to talk about. I have been looking at the calendar for the Hollywood Theater.
Okay.
And I am seriously considering whether or not I want to go and start trying to see stuff there. Again. Because I'm really worried about idiots, about people who have not taken the pandemic seriously, the vaccination seriously, and that type of thing. And so I trust, obviously myself. I trust you. I trust people we know personally, but I don't trust a lot of just your basic people out there. And there are horror stories that are starting to come out of people that are vaccinated that are getting a variant strand of COVID. So it's one of those things where it's like, am I really willing to risk that type of shenanigans and potentially getting sick and then potentially coming home and getting you sick just because I want to start going to the Hollywood Theater again? And I don't know if I'm ready.
No, I get you on that. That's a really difficult one, isn't it? Because yeah, we were. I mean, obviously we're playing again in person, but we have been still being quite cautious. Like, you still shop in a mask and stuff, right?
100%.
So, and now it's like you hear of the rise again, and people just, there are stupid people out there, but there are people that just like completely let down their guard over freaking night. Like, just suddenly, poof, it's gone away. Do you want to expose yourself to them en masse? Because that's exactly what it would be, of course.
Right. Like in almost every single page on the Hollywood Theater site, it's at the very top. Like, I'm looking at the one for their Kung Fu Theater that's happening in August. I love Kung Fu Theater. I love doing that kind of stuff. Well, right at the top, before it even talks about the movie, it straight up says most screenings are currently at 75 capacity. Some of our screenings are actually at 100% capacity, and the page to get tickets for those movies will note it as such. Concessions will be made available at the movie theater, and masks are required for all common areas like the lobby and restrooms, but you don't have to wear them at your seat. And I'm like, well, if I'm at a 100 capacity theater, especially since Kung Fu Theater is so popular, that means anybody that's potentially sitting around me has no mask on. Yeah.
Yeah, that one that's difficult. That's difficult because it seems like that like even the Hollywood is kind of letting its guard down a little bit.
Right, and they were, they were super, they were super on point, and as far as, you know, they ended up shutting down, and they were able to stay afloat. But I think that they like many other businesses are like gotta open up eventually. What can you do? But Brian says, wear a spacesuit. Yeah, I wish.
Saw that.
I wish I had a spacesuit. I would go to the movie as long as I could wear a spacesuit.
Well, of course, if you did go, you would mask. Unless you eat popcorn and such.
Right, exactly. And I would want to do the whole popcorn and drink thing that the Hollywood provides, but it's like I don't know if I would. Not yet. Just don't breathe. It's overrated. Yeah, for a 90-minute kung fu movie, don't breathe. Eat the popcorn. Just.
Good to see you, Forrest. Good to have you here.
Right, exactly, Brian. And that's why they say when you're at your seat, you can take your mask off. That's not required for you to wear them at your seats. But it's just it's like I want to, but I don't know if I can do it. Especially since they are so popular, and I'm not even at all surprised that they are at 75 to 100% capacity for their showings again. It's like, yeah, you guys were always super popular. As a matter of fact, their kung fu theater often sold out like before, like pre-COVID times. They used to sell out like weeks before it actually aired, because it's only like, I think it's the first Tuesday of every month, or it's the second Tuesday of every month. Forrest asks Alyssa, who colored this map?
A guy called Alex Naylor, but I'm hoping that he and I are going to form a long-term partnership of me drawing, him colouring. It will double my output. He's colouring 3 other maps for me right now. So this was his first full-time one. That's who did it. I used to actually have another colourist years and years and years ago, a guy called Alberto. And he and I always likened him to Goscinny and Underzo, of Asterix and Obelix. And we were a great team. He would even draw some maps or parts of maps and things like that back in the day. So I kind of miss it. I miss having that support. Like, I took on the Chaosium projects because Alex could colour it. So I was able to just work on a completely different project at the same time. And I like that. I like being able to increase my output. And I think his farms, I don't think you could even really differentiate that from what I would do, so I really like that. His city is definitely a little bit different than what I would do, and maybe a little bit darker than what I would do, and his water's different. But when you zoom in, let me just okay that for a moment. But if you zoom in, can I zoom in? You gotta let me zoom in. Like to this area here. I like it. I love what he's done here. It looks very similar to my own hand, so I'm kind of down with it.
Yeah.
I think he did a cracking job. There's a few things a little bit different than what I would do, but not in a bad way. Like, I like what he did here quite a bit. I love what he did with the sand. He's got a nice attention to detail. We just did a little bit of back and forth if he had questions on anything. My Photoshop is not wanting to play. Come over here. And I think he pretty much nailed it. He even added some roof details to those buildings that I wouldn't have done. So I think he did a cracking job.
Forrest is asking, and then I was curious as well. Can we go over and see the ocean and what you kind of see what he did?
Yeah. So let's let me just kind of zoom in. In fact, I'm gonna bring up to one side. I'm gonna bring up what I have done in the past. While you guys are looking at that. If I can find it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'll bring up my Lookatoy. Okay, so this has been what I've done in the past with water. I've tried to sort of create like seaweed under the water type of thing. That's been kind of the approach that I've been going for. In fact, hold on a sec. While I'm here, what is my frame? Color burn. Okay, I'm gonna because I was experimenting here. So this is what I've done in the past. I've actually had a couple of layers of water, and I would actually have some opacity of blue, and I would color some seaweed and rocks and everything underneath. So this is what I've been doing. And then Alex has done this, which is obviously a different approach. His is almost more meticulous, like he's put some almost wave patterns or something in there, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like he's doing like a more I don't know, like a more visible indication of like the flow of the current. Like it's almost like more of an aggressive approach than how you'd have it.
Yes. I do like the fact that he did freaking wood grain on the docks. I mean, I've got to give him a big props for that. He's got a wonderful shadow of the wall. He's done shadows on all of the buildings, which I think is fantastic. He's done a grand job. I mean, look at the roof detail and everything of this. I mean, it's beautiful. That's spot on. I really like it.
Yeah, I definitely think that his style complements yours. And like you said, it is a little bit different than how you do it, but like you said, not in a bad way.
Yeah, I think it's kind of on point. I'll probably add some little ships and stuff to this too. But I'm kind of a fan. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Forrest, I would actually like to see yours posted to Discord. I would love to see what you do, especially because you are a professional colorist, or used to be.
Yeah, and I think you're right, definitely right, Forrest. Everybody has a different approach to water, for sure.
Alright, so I did do color burn in the past. Interesting.
Is there was something about this particular border when you were doing it that wasn't clicking, that you were like,
Yeah, and I could come back to it, but I did generic sort of color burn in the past, and you could see that the border has been almost completely lost on the left and the top side. And on my other maps it wasn't, and it's almost just completely black at the bottom. And I'm kind of, I'm okay with that kind of golden brown. But it's not quite doing what I want it to do.
Right.
I don't think. But I mean, I could come back to this. I don't have to answer this right now, because I want to actually work on the title a little bit. That's where I intended to start this stream.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it on difference for now, I think. I think I would like this hand texturing if it was a little bit more subtle. I think that's where I'm at. But that's just quibbling. Because I think he's done a bang up job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful. He's got all of the right shades on the large buildings. We've got our shadow. I mean, look at that shadow falling on those buildings now from the aqueduct. I love that shit. I mean, I did the shadow, but I think he's added a little bit of blur or something to it. It's good. I'm really liking it. The map is cracking. So I've got to do the title, scale bar, compass rose, and prepare for a numbered section. And when the client gives me the numbers, I can basically get my labels on it. So I've got to have a key on here somewhere. So that's what I would like to try and get accomplished tonight.
Very nice.
Nice. What? Did I lose something? Where is my title? Oh, you're in there. Oh, I must have put the frame in there. I did put the frame in there. Let's take it a little bit higher. You know when you have a guilty pleasure? Borat was mine. I'm actually a bit of a sucker for Borat, and I'm even a little bit ashamed because of it. But I am.
Yeah, it's everybody has either, whether it be a film or a book or a song. I know I always remember back when I lived in Southern California, there was some guys on the radio station, on the local classic rock station, 95.5, Mark and Brian, they were known as. They syndicated up into the Pacific Northwest, but when they'd have certain guests on, they would actually be like, one of the things they do be like, okay, so you've like either on your phone or like, back when everybody had like an iPod, it was like on your iPod or on your phone or your Zune or whatever the heck, what is your biggest guilty pleasure song you have on there that you listen to? And it was kind of fun because they'd have like celebrity guests that would be like, okay, let me show you let me play what like a guilty pleasure song is of mine on my audio device. And it was kind of cool. I love hearing about people's guilty pleasures. That's like me. I'm unabashedly a fan of the 90s film Hackers. Yeah, the one starring Jonathan Lee Miller and Angelina Jolie and Matthew Lillard. That movie is so bad, but I absolutely love it. It's one of my biggest guilty pleasures I have on there.
This I have on the screen, by the way, right now. This is what Forrest did. This is what he was messing with.
Nice.
You see, so the you've still got a water texture, but it's way more subtle. It's almost to scale.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's actually kind of cool because, obviously what's down there at the bottom almost looks like that, like that's the water that could be going out to like a bigger body of water, like an ocean. Exactly. And then the closer it gets into shore, the lighter and clearer it gets, and the calmer it becomes.
No, I kind of like it. Yeah,
that's good. Really bitchin'. That's really bitchin'. Good job, man. That's awesome.
I feel if we could bring all three together as
combined,
one.
You are Voltron.
Exactly. That's really cool. I'll have to talk to you about that one. See what we can do.
Nice.
So I wanted to actually frame my title somehow with actually some actual, like, I was going to say hieroglyphics. I've got fucking Egypt on the brain right here. But mosaics.
Okay.
I'm thinking about this lovely red with maybe the columns either side. I was also thinking about like having this pinkish red in the background, which I thought would look really good, and maybe capping it with these characters instead. And this is an actual mosaic. But I don't know if that's too racy. I mean, I think she's just crying on his lap, but I don't want people to think there's something else going on.
Right.
And I think they could. But I love the pinkish, like, colouring right there quite a bit. And I love the idea of, like, having a character, I mean, like this, just capping it at the end,
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm not.
This is why I am not an artist, nor am I an art director. So I don't know. I don't know 100% on these things. What works the best?
I just think having some kind of texture in the background would look kind of cool. I kind of do like the people approach quite a bit. And Forrest, you've got a good style going on there. I'm very intrigued about where that could go. This one was is also a mosaic, and I was gonna actually separate them so I could have like one ball player over here and then the other ball player on the other side, and I thought that could be fun. But I'm thinking the colors kind of get washed away.
The colors do get washed away, and it's almost I don't mean any offense to the original artist of the mosaic from way back in ancient times, but your lines are clean and crisp, and even though they're clearly hand drawn, it's almost like it's yours is too professionally done, and that art is almost too unprofessional.
Mosaic guy goes crying.
Mosaic artist is a sad. At least Forrest says, my 2 cents on images and text, it rarely seems to work out. But pick the image first, then work the text and font and size afterwards. Oh, like almost building up from there?
Yeah, all I wanted was some kind of textured background, to be honest with you. I mean, I honestly think that with a little bit of work in the background or a drop shadow or something, that telesynia could work just fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted something kind of going on.
Yeah. I like the column. Personally, I like the column one, and I like that image with the pink. And I do agree that pinkish color is actually really nice too. But yeah, that ball player one. While I definitely like the concept, it'd be one of those ones where it'd be like, we need to commission a modern day artist to redo these ball players in a style that would fit this map, just so it's a crisper image. Like I said, in the past, suddenly the person who's making the mosaic cries about a future critic, and he doesn't know why. Oh, sorry, ball player mosaic maker. I could actually, to tell you the truth, I could actually almost see you like doing maybe even using it for another, since you do a lot of stuff that's either like Mediterranean inspired, whether it be like Italy or Greek or Greece, or any, or even like stuff from like Cypriot or something, Northern Africa and Egypt. I bet you could do a name thing on like a nameplate on a map that almost looked like it itself was made of like mosaic tiles. And I bet you could use even that one that I was just teasing about a second ago, the ball players, and almost give it, not this one because I don't think it would work for this, but for one of your future maps you do, because this style, I mean this region type seems to be a very inspirational area. That would actually be kind of cool, and I think you'd be able to rock that. What font is this, anyways, for Telesynia? I actually kind of dig it.
It's called Macedonia.
Oh, hey, there you go. That's cool.
Yeah, it's one of the options. Forrest, so put the image above the text, make the text a clipping max to do a quick test. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-oh, trying to teach Alyssa on streams. That can definitely go one of two ways.
So hold on a sec, actually. Hold on. Oh, there's my text. So you see, put the image above the text. Okay. I've got another image going on here.
What's the other image?
I don't know. I had something else enabled. Maybe there's nothing on that one. Yeah, I don't think there's anything on that one, so I'm going to get rid of it. Put the image above the text. Alright, done. Then hold the Alt key and click between. He's taught me that before. He's so patient. Oh, and having it just bleed. That's interesting, actually. It's a little comic book-like, but that's interesting.
Oh. Ooh, interesting.
Actually, so, okay, just a complete aside. I did some banners once for a wargaming convention that I used to be the director for. And I would get this big fat font, and I would try to get some kind of war image in the background of it. And it would take me freaking ever, because I didn't just do that, what you've just taught me right there. So good to know.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't use Photoshop barely at all, even though I have it. I should probably do something more with my Photoshop. I pay a freaking monthly subscription to Adobe. I should probably, do something with it. But I would find videos of people doing things like this, like little tricks and like learning, like tutorials. I have a whole folder of just like saved, tips and tricks for Photoshop, because it'd be one of those things where, just like you're saying, Forrest has taught me this before. I just, didn't remember. So I'm glad he's telling me again. I have so many videos where I'm like, I know I've learned this, I just didn't retain it. So I need to pull this up as a reminder.
Yeah, I retain shit. Literally. I'm a little worried that our pottery texture is going to blend. I am a little worried of that. I'm gonna grab this real quick, and let's So what you are the image. Okay, so I'm gonna paste in here kind of this spicy pottery texture.
Ooh.
What?
I like that that color.
Now, can I do this? Like, can I do? Did that oh, it automatically did it. I let's turn off the yellow real quick. Yeah, maybe I end up making the yellow black.
Yeah, with the it worked with the black with the yellow border, but now having it that kind of pottery clay color.
I'm gonna make this black. Oops, not like that. We're not. We could play around with weathering that a little bit, but just to get us going. I don't know. I don't know. There might be a better pottery texture, but I feel like it's getting lost.
Yeah, it's definitely, with the lighter colors, it's definitely a little harder to read now when zoomed out than when you had it before.
Well, and one thing I can do. Let's turn you off. How do I... Can I do... I can break it! Yay! Where is that texture? Where are you? Where are... Oh, you're there. Okay. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I feel like it needs a little bit of contrast behind it. I mean, I like the colouring, but I also feel like, I don't know, there's something about it not working for me.
No, I hear you. Even though that color is really, really great, for some reason when it's used in this fashion, it's definitely losing. It's definitely losing something.
Forrest is right. I would normally do some kind of drop shadow now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs a little less opacity, a little bit. That might be too much. I mean, I guess I mean I can see where we're going with this. Maybe I actually put the yellow back instead of the black.
Yeah, I don't know the yellow on the. Yeah, I don't know.
Like Forrest said, it's a warm color. I mean, is it good that there's a warm color for the font and a warm color for the background? I was originally going for something that was contrasting a little bit.
Well, and I think that's what he's saying. I mean, I don't want to, put words into your mouth for us, but it almost seems like he's saying that because they're both warm, that if there might be something lost, they might be blending together too much because they're both warm. It's probably one of those things where you want to have them contrast.
What about? I'm almost wondering about a blue pottery or a yellow pottery texture. Blue might look like ice, but blue might contrast really well with the background.
Okay, good. Forrest says, I'm right, Jack. He's saying that it's making less contrast. Right. Okay, cool. I always hate when I'm like, I know what they're saying. I'm going to interpret it to clarify. And the person's like, no, that's not what I was saying at all. I'm like, oh no, I made things worse. Cool.
Yeah, and for my mini painting, I know that contrast is good. I mean, I'm really feeling yellow or something, but blue might be good.
Forrest does say this color looks good. I do like the color, but maybe it's the black border is too thin.
The black border?
I don't know. I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. I'm trying to piece together what in my brain is not fully gelling with it. Because I agree, it's a cool color. I don't know anything about color contrasting. I don't paint miniatures. I know, Alyssa was always really good when she'd show me like miniatures, and I'd be like, wow, the colors pop, and it'd be like, oh yeah, and she'd be like, yeah, that's because these two colors are like, they work off each other, But yeah, I don't know.
What's going on here? Why have I got some? Oh, that's just the regular ground bleeding through. But then why is that not bleeding through? Why? What? Why is it only bleeding through in certain areas? Do I have some kind of layer effect on this? No. Why is it only filling in one side?
I have no idea.
Why is it only I mean, cool effects, bruh. But why is it only why is it only doing one side? Maybe now I have it confused.
Maybe it's part of the shadow you were doing, or I don't know.
Yes, it was part of the shadow. The shadow absolutely was doing that. Oh, that's weird. The shadow is overlapping the color layer underneath. Holy balls. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Forrest is like, yeah, you're confusing me too.
Interesting. Well, of course it would. Of course it would. So, I mean... Oh, and look, the drop shadow actually has the little lines, too. where it's bleeding
indeed.
through.
Look at that. Oh, indeed. Okay.
Let's get rid of the drop shadow for a moment. See, that the addition of the yellow seems to make it stand out more. Now I'm wondering about if I should just flatten them and add a drop shadow. Move the black outline to the edge of the text, not the inside. Oh yeah, but man, that I'm gonna have to the black outline to the edge of the text.
Yeah, since currently it's yellow and it's like slightly inset from the edge. I think that's what he's referencing. But that would like require like a full redraw, right? Unless the yellow bit is. Ooh.
Really wasn't planning on spending this long on the title. Okay, if we're talking about moving lines, then I should not be using this one at all. That's the bottom line.
Gaia.
Yeah, I know about the stroke. I mean, I know my Photoshop capabilities are very limited, but I know about stroke.
The font that you had, you know, I personally was I'm a big fan of.
But do I apply the stroke to the actual... Do I apply it to this one now? Because I am not getting anything to show up here. I'm going to turn these guys off. Oh, I've got layers. I've got the effects turned off. That's why. I'm such a dope. See, that stands out. That kind of stands out. I feel like it needs a little bit more space between letters, etc. But that does stand out.
There you go. Yeah, that's. I think that that's definitely clearer. Like on a zoomed out version now, like looking at it, because it's right at the edge of the letter. It's definitely that is a clearer title for sure.
Where's my character window? Oh, it's all the way over there. Multiple monitor, first world problems. Like if I space them out just a little bit. I think too much more might be too much. I'm gonna stick with 25 for a moment.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not terrible. I mean, I feel like it could stand out more. I definitely feel like it could stand out more, but it's not terrible.
I like it personally, but then again, I'm usually very easy to please.
Well, yes, because you're with me, so that must be true. But how about you make the stroke thicker? All right, I'm doing it now.
Yeah, like what is it currently at?
It is at 8 pixels on the outside with a blend mode of normal and opacity of 100 and a color of solid black. That's 16.
Yeah, from a distance, when you zoom out, that looks I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, but that's probably about print size right there. In fact, it's almost like the smaller the print, the more it stands out.
Jenna Sheen comes in. It's finished. Looks fantastic.
Miss J, thank you. Just messing about with the details now, young lady. The borders, title, compass rose. Client hasn't come back to me with numbering yet, but I want to prep for that at least. I was thinking about putting my numbers, let me zoom out a little bit. No, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm thinking about putting my numbers either on a horizontal bar, well, maybe a corner here, 2 columns. I don't even know how many numbers they want. Like, if they want 6, that's one problem. If they want 26, that's a different problem. And I actually don't know.
Yeah, you'll obviously have to wait till they let you know.
But I'm thinking that the numbers are gonna come down here. I'm thinking this area on the right side. It's kind of where my head's at. And normally I would put like my little compass rose maybe at the top above the numbers. That's what I'm thinking about doing. And
Is
they've
that
given
actually
me
the compass
artwork
rose that you made for it?
No, this one is actually off Gaxmore.
Okay.
They have this image that they want to use. And Miss J, it's always good to see you, young lady. Thanks for being here. They sent me this, which apparently is artwork from the book. Which we could totally use.
Totally.
I was going to draw something similar anyway, but I mean, okay, we could use him.
That works.
And we'll shape him so he looks freaking awesome on my usual compass rose right there.
Nice.
Hey, Jen's here, and it is not. Oh yeah, it is. It's a wild Jack. I found him. He was wandering around outside, looking lost and forlorn, and I brought him in.
In from the cold. Hello.
Yes, very liquid. That's a very good way of describing it. And yeah, the guy, it does actually match, doesn't it? I like it. I actually honestly really like it when... What the fuck happened up here?
I was about to ask what happened to the... I don't know what happened.
I dropped him in between. That's what's going on.
Oh, okay.
But now I've lost everything. There we go. Why don't I lock these layers right here like a grown-up Photoshop adult? But no, I love it when a client gives me artwork to go on a map and it fits visually. And I've had it a few times now. The Gaxmore one, the title just topped it like a little cherry. And then Lukatoy and Raigadon, the colours and the font of their titles that they had, and it was off the front of their book, was beautiful. These guys don't have anything, but they did have this dude. So you know what? I think he's going to work pretty damn well. I'm wondering about if we make the compass rose bigger, actually. Oops, don't do that. See, I locked the layer, so it was like, no, no, no. I'm wondering if we actually put him in the top left. He's not going to be this big, but I wonder if we put him up there. No, I don't know. I think he could be a good crown, though, to whatever key we have going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should hit save. I'm going to hit save right now. By the way, I looked at the Kickstarter to this project today, and it is full on Rome. It is full on Rome. How I didn't know about it and back it, I don't know.
Well, I backed it, so you're all good.
Oh, that's right. You did, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. And I almost shelled out $500 to have an NPC be in your likeness on it, but I was like, I don't know, it's 5e, and she's not really into 5e, so, and so I didn't. But I thought about it. Was this close?
I think we can get rid of this. And these.
Jen says Zach says upper left, but the real question is Zach even paying attention to the map? Is he just randomly saying a part of the map to put it in?
No, you know he is. I know enough about Zach to know he's doing something completely different. He hears someone say, top left or bottom right, and he's just shouting out things.
I'm surprised it was something like bottom middle. Two-thirds of the way up to the right. Yeah?
I'm kind of feeling a compass rose up there, but I want to just separate some of the styles and things I've got going on. Like these guys, no, these here. This is my title. Let's just move that out up there. And let's put that in its own thing. That is a title. Let's just have that sitting right there. Then we've got everything compass rose related.
Force is heading out. It was great hanging out with you. Thanks for being here.
See you first.
Jen says that Zach did say it, but he also said that he's not the client. So
wouldn't stop him saying it, would he? Would not stop him at all. I'm going to put the scale on the key. And I'm really tempted to drag the actual compass rose itself, which is north. Okay, north, eagle, all of those other little heads that I've got in the compass rose. I don't know what that is. Not the marble, though. You were all kind of proper compass rose. So if I now drag compass rose out... Oh, shit, really? I hate it when I do that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Out, there you go. So if I turn you off, yeah, all of you go off. I'm going to drag you guys up here. I wonder if I can get this to work. Maybe to the left of the title, like kind of in this area right here. And Monsieur Compass Rose himself up here as well. Let's play around with this. Let's play around with this. And then that means... this here is not really a compass rose. This is my key. That's what this is. And our key is going to be more like... really, depending on how much the client needs. What did I just do?
I do not know. I'm on the same delay everybody else is on, so I always see it a little bit later, so I'm not sure.
And I have no idea how much key space we need. So I'm just going to leave that there. And I'm hoping that we can actually make it horizontal and like 2 or 3 columns wide versus vertical. I'm not sure vertical is going to work. But on the original sketch that they gave me, the client had like just 10 labels. So it really depends how many labels they're looking to do. But we're going to come back to that later. Let's focus up here. And we're going to take the title. We're going to move it. Oh, I locked the title. Alright, I'm going to unlock it now. Try to be too bloody smart for my own good. Okay, so now let's move the title over here. I do kind of like how that's turned out. And let's grab our compass rose. And let's scale this up. But not you. Question is, can we get a good scale going on? Like something like that in comparison of scale. Something like strong, you know? Something like that. Would this work? And if we put that actually the title has got to be higher. I'm thinking, I mean, the problem is, of course, it's sitting low. But I would love to do something like that. I really, really, really would. Even just overlapping it a little bit. But I suppose we should get our guy in first. Let's bring him over. I used the phrase Photoshop adulting before, so I appreciate that as one adult to another, Zach recognizes the maturity in my actions. Because really and truly, neither Zach or I have any level of maturity. Okay, let's turn off my eagle.
Oh, excuse me a moment, I shall return momentarily.
See, that could be interesting if his plume was a freaking north indicator. That could be fun. That could be real fun. Yeah, well, Jennifer, you know that you two are the adults in the room. You know that. I could probably get away with making that a little bit smaller. Yeah, you see, I don't like the title being so low down on the page. But I do like the bigger compass rose quite a bit. There's no way I could get away with putting the compass rose right in the middle of the title, right? No. No, that would look ridiculous. To the right of the title I could too. I mean, to the right he looks pretty good. Doesn't have to be up there, does he? What if we shoved him up there? No, I'm not going to square him off at the bottom, Miss J. That's good eyes. I'm going to curve him off. Janice, Miss J says that the right looks better. I tend to concur. You know, this artwork's actually pretty nice. I don't know who did it, but it's nice looking artwork. Jack just disappeared. Like, I think I heard him go out the front door or something, and he's disappeared. I guess he's doing one of those adulting things. Oh, he's back. Hello. Yes, please. You're the one that disappeared. Oh. Oh. Alright. Let's play. Yeah, right, Miss J? Yeah. There's some great detail on this guy. He's nicely done. He really is nicely done. I should be masking this. I really should be masking this. I should be masking it. I'm gonna want to do that. Well, now the whole thing bleeds through. Did I just do something weird? What? Why would that happen? That doesn't happen on a mask, does it? What? Oh, because I've got a freaking selection on still. Oh, I don't. There we go. Now we're in business. Okay. Yeah, there we are. Adulting again. Photoshop adulting. I love it when I Photoshop properly. Yeah, and strictly speaking, what I should do, and this is why, folks, you mask. Because I am going to bring him down. I'm going to bring him down like that. Now, in theory, I should be able to do this, right? And now I can come back up here to that and get my brush. Do this. Oops, I went too far. Well, that's okay. That's okay, because you just switch your colour and you bring it back. I even learned a keyboard shortcut too for doing this.
Masking magic.
I really do love masks now. I am a sucker for them. It's the mature way of photoshopping.
Mm.
It really is. They're so powerful.
Yeah, yeah. You know, him being on it with the compass rose kind of like, you know, pow behind him is pretty cool.
I'm thinking about, though, nudging him up. Maybe. Nudging him up. And letting the black bleed through a little bit, I think.
Yeah, because that would give him a nice black border along his bottom. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good, I think. That is It's not too shabby.
Now, would you center the title on him, or would you keep it kind of where it's at?
No, I'm going to move the title. And you, young chef, my lad, have been asked for a meal suggestion.
Wow. Well, I guess that's the thing. It's kind of like I am so not a chef. Just so everybody knows, it's either currently, here in chat or watches this on the rewatch on later. Not a chef. Not at all a chef. I have a couple of recipes that I like doing, but so not a chef. So not a chef. I don't know. It really depends on kind of what you're in the mood for. So, oh, wait a minute. She's teasing me because
she is teasing you.
Hang on.
She is a subtle little cow.
Because
oh my
of
god.
my okay, you know what, smart ass. No, I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'm not gonna suggest anything for you.
She is subtle. She's got a memory. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna recommend a pear fruit cup, a Guinness, and a low moisture string cheese. That's the lunch suggestion you get. Because I'm pretty sure that was exactly what I had the other day.
Well, she's a little bugger.
My brain started going through like the few recipes I do know, and I was like, maybe I should go get the ones that I have in our like little kitchen collection of recipes. The reason why I print out and write out recipes is so I don't have to remember them. That's kind of what I do. I even have like my fried chicken recipe that I tweak all the time, like saved into my phone. I don't remember that for the life of me because I'm like, if I could just add a note for it here, then there you go. So let's save that hard drive space for something else. Blue cheese sandwich. That actually could be pretty good, to tell you the truth. You may be joking, but if you get a nice thick, like a rustic white, like from a local bakery, like kind of like the stuff that's a little thicker cut, and you toast that, and you put maybe like a cranberry spread on there, and then with preferably like kind of like one of those blue cheese that's kind of like half crumble, half sauce. Put that on there as well, like go cranberry on one side, the blue cheese crumble on the other. Then you can do some pieces of like romaine lettuce, and then do something either like a turkey and ham slice combo, maybe like a honey ham with your standard kind of like maybe a pepper turkey. That'd probably be a great sandwich. That'd be a great blue cheese sandwich. Just saying. Not so. Yeah, I've got to find a way to where I can make fried chicken for people. I actually, because we've been playing in our gaming group again for the first time in 18 months. We've now played a couple of sessions. I think the session before last was actually it was even the session before that. I made fried chicken for everybody. And it was great because only Alyssa and I had it up until that point, and we were cool with it. We had tweaked it ourselves, but it was the first time like somebody other than us tried it, and I was like, please let me know any suggestions. And one of the big things was even more paprika than you put in, and I was like, okay, cool. And then one guy was like, it was kind of contradictory because one guy was like, you need more salt, and one of the other guys was like, no, the salt was fine, maybe even a little less. And I was like, holy crap, okay. Which one do I do then? Maybe I just do paprika and I leave the salt alone. What do you normally do for a blue cheese sandwich, Miss J? See, that looks. You just changed the color for the thing. That looks so good. That looks so good.
Yeah, it's styling in now. I'm actually seriously, truly thinking about doing the same kind of coppery pottery color for the border.
Yeah, that's pretty bitchin', actually. That's really nice.
Yeah. No, I'm happy. I'm happy with where this is going. I'm about to make this little tiny texture fragments scream in mercy right now. It's gonna be so pixelated, but it shouldn't matter because I'm about to completely. Well, it's not too bad, but I'm about to do this. And then I think for the frame we are going to get rid of the blend mode. Yeah, we're going to play around with blend mode. I think that is not bad. I could probably even get away with a little drop shadow on that.
Yeah, just having it just as that. I mean, it looks good, but having a little bit of a drop shadow, I think would definitely help it. Back to food talk.
You do like your food.
I was gonna say, are we here for mapping or are we here for food?
Let's talk food.
No, but
if we have the Glazers here as well, we're talking food.
No, I was just joking because I'd asked Miss J about her the blue cheese sandwich, and she said normally you just have. So you talk about like the bread and the cheese, like what kind of bread? And there, no kind of sauce, like no butter or any kind of dressing or anything. Just it's like just some type of bread and cheese and a slice of bread, or literally. Were you joking, like saying just the cheese, like literally just blue cheese, and that's it, and you call it a sandwich? Between two crackers, it is now a blue cheese sandwich.
What do you think about that border, Jack?
Ooh, I think it looks great.
I'm actually kind of okay with that because it matches the color scheme going on in the inside. And I could wear some of it away, you know, but I think it's got a little bit of texture. It's got some color variant. What is that up there? What are you?
Something that was carried over from...
Yeah, something must have been carried over. Alright. I'm okay with that. I'm actually kind of okay with that. A little bit of weathering on it or something wouldn't go amiss, but that's not too shabby. I'm gonna hit save. Miss J likes a rye bread or a sourdough.
On the so it's rye bread or sourdough with butter and then blue cheese. That's typically the blue cheese sandwich she has.
I'm a sucker for blue cheese. I love blue cheese. I don't eat enough blue cheese. God, I love blue cheese. Now the only thing I don't have is North is not showing on here.
How far would you need to lower it in order to get the North that you currently have?
Well, and that's the thing. I don't really want to lower it at all. I think I'm okay. I mean, am I okay that letter N sits on top of the frame? I don't really. I really like the balance about where it's at.
No, it's good where it's at, but yeah, I don't know. I think having the N on top of the border might look funny.
Well, what's that does?
See, Miss J says salad on the side with her sandwich, but then No Stilton ever. That stuff is not food.
Oh no, Stilton's good. Stilton's nice. That and Danish Blue.
And I was gonna say, of course, Alyssa likes it. The wiki description: Stilton is an English cheese, and I'm like, well, there you go. That's she's like, taste of home, suckers.
I don't know. Further down, what do you think?
Let's see.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to put the N on top of the border.
I don't think it looks that bad there. I think that looks okay. I know it's not obviously centered between the space between the city wall and the bottom part of the text, then the top part of the text to the border is now not even, which is kind of what you had before.
I could put the N on top of his plume now. I could move the N down. It may taste like rotten toast skin, but I like it.
There's a description I've never heard before. That's fantastic. That
rotten
sounds
toast skin.
That sounds so manky. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, I like that balance. I like that balance. I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna do something at the end to make it stand out. I don't know what that is, but we're doing something fun with it. Miss J, what other type of blue cheeses do you like? What do I want to do with this?
I have no idea.
Well, do we do our usual that we've been... Not you. No, go away. It's been working out well so far.
Like that coppery,
yeah,
that pottery clay with the black border. Yeah, that actually, I mean, that fits. I mean, obviously you can't see it when you're a little bit farther away, but as soon as you kind of look in and you can see it, yeah.
I think for me, I don't know about what Miss J thinks. I think a lot of the time we understand where north is, so as long as I can imply it, it doesn't have to be perfect for me. I don't, as long as I have an N on there, and that N can be seen, I'm good. I mean, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with how this is turning out. I think we're at a point where we need bloody labels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could get my scale bar kind of dialed in, but I'm going to need labels like yesterday.
Right.
This is fun. This is fun. This is a good map.
Well, and you've obviously got your, you got your feelers out to the people whose map this is, and so it's not like if they're sitting there going like, "Where's the map?" and you're like, "You haven't given me label information yet." So
this is true. This is true. All right, so this is the black and white version, which is a nice little contrast. And I am going to take my scale bar and I am going to duplicate this guy onto our map that we're working on. There it is. Let's bring it down into this area. Alright. And we are going to bring him over to our scale right here. So let's work on our scale bar. Let's get this dialed in. This came out so good. I'm so happy. This looks good. Okay, so scale bar. Oof. Okay, so
Miss J was saying how she likes the milder types of blue cheeses. Her current favorites are one from a local one called the Roaring Forties, and there's another one called Callisto or something.
I could dig that. I think Danish Blue falls into that category. Danish Blue is smoother, it's creamier, it's milder. I get you on that. Miss J, I would love to come across to Australia one day and eat like blue cheese with you, young lady, and talk maps. But Australia, I can't do the spiders and the bugs and the things that want to kill me. Alright. Scale. So we got you. We got you. All of you should be kind of grouped together. So let's call you Scale. Oops.
Jen Glader says you don't have to camp when you're there, but
it's not the point. I've watched an Australian YouTuber and he's like been just streaming in his own home and kicked a spider to one side while on stream. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to be in a country that has spiders in your home that can be kicked to one side.
she says they're not as big of a deal as you think.
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm just saying.
The plane flight. How long was the plane flight? Look that up real quick.
The plane flight I'm going to differ on a little bit because I won't fly international unless I'm doing business class. And business class is so freaking cushy, it becomes part of the holiday. And I actually want to be on the plane as long as possible. I would be fine with 20 hours business class versus honestly 4 hours business class. Because 4 hours you just get really comfortable and you're off the plane. 20 hours business class, you're living a life for 20 hours. So yeah, I mean, I want kind of long legs when I fly business.
Makes sense. You have taught me that way as well.
Janice is saying not seeing a live spider for weeks. That's because they've been hiding from you. That's because they're like ninjas. Alright, so we've got that scale. Where's my scale? Right here. Alright, I'm gonna redraw this. And then this, I think, will be as far as we can take this map without having those labels. Yeah, but what's like tiny to you? I bet tiny to you is this. Right? That's tiny to you. You know what tiny is to me? My little thumbnail right there. And even that's too freaking big. I'm sure our scale of what tiny is very different things. Oh, I'm drawing in yellow. We don't want to do that. I'm not sure if I need to do a scale bar this big, but I'm going to come out here anyway. I mean, having 0 to 1,300 feet seems really weird. Wait. Ants, though. Those damn things have been invading the kitchen. They like the kettle. So you had to strain the hot water through a tea strainer.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, indeed. I actually hate ants. But we get a bug killer in here to deal with that shit. And ants is like one of the number one things that they deal with. Right, so here's a question. If I actually make this show 80, is it therefore obvious that that middle measurement is 40? That's a serious question, folks.
Let me switch back over. What was the question?
You are schlock.
I was looking at not flights in Australia.
Oh, were you? Oh, were you indeed? Hey, baby, we're going to Australia. What?
No, flying business class to Australia is very expensive.
How much?
So no.
How much?
It would probably be about $15,000 for 2 people.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit.
That's quite a bit.
That's more than the Bulgaria trip, which was
Right.
not cheap.
Right.
But that means I'm not going to Australia unless I have $15,000 to spare.
Apparently, and that was actually that wasn't looking for the best deal either. That was the worst deal. Would have been about 15 grand for 2
I'll tell you what though, through that company that I use, I bet I could halve that price. I'll put money on it.
Right.
Which would put it on the same realm as the Bulgarian trip. So it's doable.
This Jay says, ants are my least favorite critter to see indoors. Yeah.
And Miss Glazer, thank you very much for the answer. Jack didn't answer it, but I appreciate you jumping in there.
And then Miss J also says, but they might not let you in because we're not allowed to leave. We're not allowed out of the country at the moment.
Oh yeah, no, right now, no, not at all.
Definitely no international flight for a while, for sure.
Well, hold on. My numbering's off here then. This is 80. That's 40. That means that this is 160. I am a dope of the first magnitude. This is 160. Anyone joining the channel right now is like, oh, this is the most boring map ever. And why would I do 325 instead? What? Well, that means... Okay, yeah, you could just stay as... at this point, whatever. But why did I draw a line here? Like... What? Why did I draw a line there?
I actually have no idea.
I didn't do... What?
Considering there's no other hashes there, I'm not sure.
That's so odd.
Jen says, asterisk, not drawn to scale.
Right? Scales may vary. Oops.
Like, well, what's the point of the scale then?
Personal scales may apply. I don't know why I did that. I'll clean that up in a bit. No, there's nothing there. That is so freaking bizarre that I would do that. Because it's here. I was just doing my own fucking thing, apparently. Oh yeah, let's not do that. Let's do more like, come on. Oh, too much. Close enough. Yeah, I'll do. Alright, so you. Alright, then we're almost at the end of what I can do here. This is 650. And then the rest of it I'm probably going to do off camera because it'll just be labeling. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
And I'm probably going to change the fonts on this. I really like the fonts, but it's not very, I don't know, conducive to legibility.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I mean, I really like the fonts, but it's like I'm spending my time going, what the fuck? 1300. Yeah, in fact, hold on a minute. We're gonna change them right now. I don't know what we're gonna change them to, but we're changing them. Corbel. Apparently it was Corbel I was doing. What about engravers? Engravers could be good. Kind of Romanesque. Elephant less so. What Macedonia. Could I get away with Macedonia? Probably not. Or could I? No, maybe not Macedonia. Now there was a there was another font. What was it? I thought it began with V, but I could be smoking the crack pipe. Trajan Color is always nice. No, but we're not doing that one. Via Appia. Via Appia. Via Appia. That could be a good one. That could be a good one.
SJ says that those are strange increments of numbers.
Yeah, and I think I might revisit, but this is just it was based off, I went to a map of ancient Babylon or something because it matched the population that this city should be, and that gave me the width of the city. And so then I was halving it, and it led to these increments. I think the 40 feet makes is okay to deal with. But I do think it's almost like I needed 80 or 160. The 325 though, it starts getting weird there, and I think I could fudge it a little bit, to be honest with you. And maybe then adjust this scale so it's I don't know, ends at 1,000 feet. But in all truth, I don't know label wise how many we gotta deal with. I would love it if we were just dealing with like this many labels right here, in which case I'll adjust my scale bar to fit that, and I'll probably adjust this accordingly. But that, at least right now, reminds me that that is the scale of my city, and then I can adjust as needed. I think that's it. I think that's as far as I can take it. I'm hitting save right here. I like my border. I like the title. I like the little compass rose.
Yeah.
We need labels. I think that's the last step on this thing.
Yeah. On the cusp of the project being done. I think it's great.
Brian says, I can make you novelty parking passes for the airport that I work at. Okay. And he's responded to Jennifer.
But then he also says...
It can look like the real ones, because I can make the real ones, but even those are only good for 3 days at a time, and they're logged. Why
He's basically just going to make you a pass for where he works.
We're going to edit that out afterwards, okay? Listen, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Seriously, you are my favorite people on the planet, and I love you very, very, very much. Jack, thank you for your support, hanging out with me tonight. This is a good stopping point. I don't even know how long I've been streaming. 1 hour, 30 minutes. Look at that. We're bang on the mark.
Perfecto.
This is as far as I can take this. I think the map looks great. I'm really excited to finish this one off and ship it out of the door. Let's wait on the client at this point. Until then, everyone, I am not streaming tomorrow. Watch out on the channel, though, for these random videos cropping up, because Mark Greenberg and myself are doing a lot of videos and interviews right now because of Necropolis for Frog God Games. It's currently on Kickstarter. Necropolis. You should go check it out. One of my best maps is in that piece right there. So you're gonna definitely see some videos coming up for this. If you kind of like the map that you're seeing right here and you want to check out more, please check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/Alyssa Faden. And Alyssa Faden, honestly, you'll find me everywhere. So until then, I will see you all on the flip side. Jack, say goodnight.
Good night.
Thank you again, everyone. Much love to every single one of you, including Zach.